Hi, and welcome to today's video. What I will be talking about is what is a development team within the Agile framework. And to go into a bit more detail, areas that I will be covering is really what is a development team, the key characteristics that form part of that team, some of their responsibilities and their contribution, and some areas of their collaboration within the team. So without delay, let's really move on to the next part of the video. So what you know before I go into the key characteristics, really need to understand what is the development team. Now, as part of the development team, to define them, the role of the development team within the Agile framework is quite crucial. They play a big role within that environment and for delivery. And a crucial role is for delivering high quality software increments. Now, the development team is a self-organizing and cross-functional group responsible for executing the work needed to deliver the project objectives or the sprints or the stories or whatever that might be. But they are a key group of individuals that play a role. And again, like I said, they're cross-functional and self-organizing individuals. But let me go into a bit more detail about the key characteristics that you will get within the development team. And the first one is cross-functional expertise. So there are individuals or groups that come from different teams across different skill sets and bring different expertise. Again, I got to emphasize that the importance of their diverse skill, such as design, development, testing, and much more, is got to be diverse as part of that team. Um, and the more diverse, the better in some respects, depending on what you're delivering. And again, it allows them to tackle various aspects of the product delivery as quickly, as efficiently as possible. Another characteristics of the team is self-organizational quality. Now, within Agile, you let the guys get on with it really, and let them pull the activity towards them rather than you push. So the development team are an organization that work on their own, make their own decisions, with a little influence from the product owner and the Scrum Master. They have the ability to determine how best to accomplish the sprint goals and deliver the product increment. And also, again, like I said before, they are the most best at self-organizing and being the most creative and ownership and accountability of their work. So allowing them to be self-organizing, to take control, you are fostering creativity, you are creating ownership, and you are creating accountability. So that is one of the key characteristics that you need to build in. And without that, really, Agile doesn't work in its full ability, from my opinion, anyway. Next is collaboration and communication. Now, the teams collaborate naturally with their focus on teamwork is part of that. That's who they are within Agile. So they work together to make sure that they can get the actual product or story across the line, or development work across the line. But they do work very closely with the product owner, which I've covered in another video, to understand the requirements of the customer, so they're aligned, so they're not going off on a tangent. Again, that's where the product owner will work closely with the development team. And then again, having effective communication with the internal team as well as other stakeholders, to make sure that what they are delivering is what is expected, rather than going on a tangent and having a wish list of things that actually the customer doesn't want. Next is their roles and responsibilities. Now, this is one of their key characteristics within the project as well. What role do they play? And the key one is sprint planning and the backlog refinement. So they contribute to the sprint planning to make sure that this activity, what sequence of events should happen, because they best know the software, and say, actually, you can't do A before C, or you could do C before A, but you can do F, G, etc. as well at the same time. So they give you that feedback, and they work with the product owner as well as the Scrum Master to determine that sprint planning session. They estimate the effort, break down the stories, and also select the work for that sprint, so it all goes into sequence. And I guess they are big contributors to the backlog refinement, which provides insight and clarifying the technical aspects of it. So these are the people you go to make sure that you are you've got the backlog is reviewed, understood, and made sure that it can actually be delivered as well. Next one is incremental delivery. So as development teams responsibility for delivering a potentially uh, releasable product in increments. So could they deliver a feature ad, or accept a new tab to a new website, or whatever it may be, is basically delivering a potentially reasonable product within that increment or that sprint. And they work collaboratively with the team to work and implement the user stories and features. And again, like I said, they define the product backlog with the detail. Again, they emphasize and focus on the quality, testing, and meeting the definition of done. Now, like we said, in the product owner and the scrum master, they work together to make sure that the definition done is understood within the team, and so that the development team know what is actually completed as part of the project. Next is continuous improvement. Now, you've probably heard this loads of times in many of my videos, but again, the development team are constantly learning. They are constantly, improvising and saying, well, not improvising, probably learning from their mistakes and improvising out within the right moments to make the changes, and then best learn from them to reapply them next time. So that's one of their things. Again, they're getting involved in the sprint reviews and the retrospectives to reflect how things could be better, or are we doing things right, etc. And again, are key to identifying what things can be done better. And again, they are the ones that will feed back to you regarding adapting to better approaches, better things to do. If you're pushing for a particular requirement, can it be done in a better way? Are we doing it the right way, or can it not be delivered? It's really, really key. Finally, collaboration with other roles. Now, as part of what I've been talking about, the key development team collaborate with the product owner and the scrum master, which are two other roles within the Agile framework. And it's again having regular communication, feedback loops, and shared understanding is really, really key. And that's done through your stand-ups, regular planning sessions, through your uh, sprint planning, etc. And then make sure that a development team are really, really involved in this sprint ceremonies and then collecting the response of the project success. So they are involved in actually also in the good things as well as the bad things. But the development team with the product owner and the scrum master all have to work together to make sure that they are delivering the product as per the customer requirement, or changing priorities to best meet the customer requirement. So in summary, the development team, as I said, is a group of individuals within that manage, who really push the Agile framework theory through, and are responsible for delivering high quality software increments. Don't forget the key characteristics. There's the cross-functional expertise, self-organizing, embrace creativity, ownership, and accountability. Their collaboration and communication must be key within the team. And their main responsibilities are sprint planning and the backlog, and making sure that they are contributing to the backlog refinement and pushing stories forward. And also, again, they are responsible for the incremental delivery within the team, working with all their colleagues to make sure that they're focused on the quality, testing, and meeting the definition of done. And finally, in summary, make sure that they always are continually improvement, as within the Agile framework, that is the main requirement. I hope that was helpful, and thank you for listening.